So you want to go pro in Fortnite with your duo or trio in Chapter 6 Season 4. The path isn't easy, but it's definitely possible if you know how to approach practice, strategy, and chemistry. Today, we're breaking down exactly how you and your team can take the next step, sharpen your skills, and put yourself in the best position to succeed. Part 1. Building your core strategy. When it comes to competing in Fortnite, every successful duo or trio starts with a strong foundation. You can't just queue into tournaments and expect natural talent alone to carry you. Your strategy must be intentional. In Chapter 6 Season 4, this means picking a drop spot that not only has a solid loot, but also provides consistency in rotation options, mobility, and storm safety. Your drop needs to be rehearsed to the point where each of you knows exactly which chest, floor spawn, or material path you're responsible for. That familiarity reduces chaos, ensures that no time is wasted, and prevents early disagreements. But a strategy isn't only about where you land, it's about how you execute throughout the entire match. Beyond loot paths, your strategy has to account for macro decisions, like whether you're a team that thrives on early aggression, or whether you prefer to rotate stealthily and stack endgames. Both are viable playstyles, but they only work if you commit and practice them until they become second nature. Too many teams make the mistake of switching between styles mid-season, which causes indecision and panic. Pros don't hesitate, they know their identity and they trust it under pressure. To get there, you need to create a system around your playstyle. Assign roles like who's the IGL, who's the primary fragger, and who plays the support anchor role. Then practice those responsibilities and scrims until they're instinctual. It's not just about having a strategy, it's about having one that holds up in chaotic, high-pressure lobbies. That kind of structure is what elevates a casual trio into a true pro competitor. Alright, Part 2. Developing mechanics as a unit. It's no secret that mechanics play a huge role in Fortnite, but what a lot of players misunderstand is that pro-level mechanics aren't just about solo skill. Sure, you need to be able to crank fast, hit edits instantly, and win box fights, but if those mechanics don't sync with your duo or trio, they lose half their value. For example, if one teammate is a close-range fragger who dominates in box fights, then the builders and editors on the team need to actively create openings for them. If another thrives on high ground control, the team's mechanics should be consistently freeing them up to secure and maintain height. Improving mechanics as a unit requires deliberate team-based drills, not just solo creative. Run dedicated 2v2 or 3v3 maps that replicate realistic game scenarios and focus on synergy instead of pure speed. Practice tarping as a group where one leads and others trail smoothly, and work on synchronized edits where you peek and shoot together instead of individually. The more you drill these habits, the less your mechanics feel like 3 separate players, and the more they feel like one cohesive machine. Consistency also plays a huge role here too. Too many players grind endless creative sessions without ever analyzing how their mechanics break down under tournament stress. That's where reviewing VODs becomes key. Watch back how you rotate together, how you builds hold under pressure, and when your coordination fails. By combining mechanical skills with film review, you transform your raw mechanics into polished, synchronized execution that holds up the most in stacked lobbies. Now, before we go deeper, let me pause to talk about something that can make a massive difference for your gameplay: Risen's tweaks. If you've ever felt like your game was holding you back with random input delay, frame drops, or sluggish response times, this is where Risen's tweaks changes everything. It's not some gimmick, it's a full optimization service that fine-tunes your PC for competitive Fortnite. It clears up unnecessary processes, boosts FPS, and eliminates delay that can cost you fights at high-pressure moments. Imagine playing in stacked lobbies where every millisecond matters, and instead of struggling with stutters, your game feels smooth, reactive, and locked in. That's what Risen's tweaks delivers, and that smoothness directly translates into more consistent gameplay. If you're serious about going pro, then optimizing your setup is just as important as optimizing your strategy, and this is the way to do it. If you guys want, click the link in the description or the pinned comment to save 15% off of your next purchase, and or use code FLOW at checkout to get that 15% off as well. Alright, back to the video. Alright, now part 3, building chemistry with your team. While mechanics and strategy can take you far, the truth is that consistency and chemistry often decides whether a team succeeds or falls apart. Chemistry isn't just about being friends, it's about trust, communication, and understanding how your teammates think. In Fortnite duos and trios, you don't have the luxury of playing selfishly. If one player overcommits or refuses to communicate, it can ruin an entire match. Building chemistry starts outside of the tournament setting. Spend time playing together in scrims, casual lobbies, and even creative, not just to improve skill, but to learn each other's tendencies. Over time, this repetition builds anticipation. You start to recognize when your teammate is about to edit, when they're setting up for a shot, or when they like to take height. That predictability is what makes your synergy so strong, because instead of waiting for a call, you're already reacting in sync. But chemistry isn't just about reading each other's moves, it's about maintaining mental stability too. Every competitive team goes through setbacks, and how you handle those setbacks together defines your skill ceiling. Great teams know how to reset after a bad fight. calm each other down when tilted, and shift focus back to the game without spiraling. Communication acts as the glue here. Short, sharp, and calm comms keep your team steady in the chaos of stacked endgames. And when you're off the game, reviewing VODs together, talking through strategies, and even just bonding as friends builds that trust that translates into high-pressure situations. Chemistry is the difference between a group of skilled players and a true championship caliber team. Alright, part 4. Grinding tournaments and scrims. Once your strategy, mechanics, and chemistry are in place, the next step is testing it all in the fire of competition. Playing tournaments and scrims is a non-negotiable if you want to go pro. Ranked is fine for practicing or building confidence, but it simply doesn't replicate the pacing, intensity, or decision-making required in high-stakes lobbies. Tournaments and scrims, however, force you to operate under the same stress and unpredictability you'll face in FNCS or Cash Cups. The value of these matches isn't just in the results, it's in the lessons. Every loss is a feedback. Every scuffed rotation, missed surge damage, or failed endgame teaches you something you can bring into the next tournament. The best pros understand this and treat every event as data collection. They play, they fail, they review, and they adapt. That cycle is what sharpens their gameplay far faster than endless ranked grinds. To maximize your improvement, scrim against strong teams, not just weaker opponents. Put yourself in lobbies that punish your mistakes so you're forced to improve. Afterwards, break down your replays with your teammates, identify tens in your errors, and assign clear goals for the next event. Over time, this consistent exposure to competitive pressure molds your team into one that thrives under the very conditions that break less prepared players. Alright, part 5. Mastering adaptability in high-pressure situations. The final skill that separates pros from up-and-comers is adaptability. FORTNITE is unpredictable by design. Zones pull randomly, loot spawns inconsistently, and dozens of players can throw off your rotations. If you and your team can't adapt, you'll get left behind. But the top teams thrive in chaos because they've prepared for it. They have backup rotations, secondary loot paths, and practice responses for when things go wrong. Adaptability also requires mental flexibility. You can't let frustration or panic dictate your decision making. When your drop is contested, you need to quickly decide whether to fight it out or rotate to a backup spot. When your mats are low, you must instantly adjust your playstyle to conserve materials and rely on positioning instead of brute force. The teams that adapt fastest are the ones still standing when the Victory Royale screen flashes. The key here is preparation combined with trust. If your team has discussed backup plans and practice scuff scenarios, then adapting in real time becomes second nature. Instead of panicking, you're executing a plan you've already run before. That readiness gives you the confidence to handle anything FORTNITE throws at you, and confidence is one, if not the most often the biggest difference between teams who fold under pressure and teams who shine when it matters most, like Peter Bott. Alright, now that we've talked about how to actually go pro this season, let's talk about the tournaments and other things that you guys need to know in order to make the most of it. As the Duo Blades of Champion Cups wraps up on August 24th, your eyes should already be on the next big test this season, the Elite Zeta Reload Cup on August 29th. This isn't just another tournament for most of you guys, it's a high pressure environment designed to push duos to perform at their best. Think of it as a real-time lab for everything you've been practicing. Drop timing, surge rotations, communication, and mechanical synergy all get tested here. Take note of what works and what doesn't, and use every moment to tighten your routines and refine your decision making. Right after that, the FNCS Divisional Cups return on a weekly basis, offering a structured path along the champion's road. These cups aren't just fillers either, they're your opportunity to consistently measure progress, adapt strategies, and climb divisions against its talent you'll eventually face in global championships. As the calendar turns toward the end of August, the pace doesn't slow down whatsoever. On August 30th, the Active Champions Cup demands that your duo execute with precision and synergy, forcing you guys to apply everything you've drilled in scrims under real tournament stress and everything you've played in the past tournaments. The very next day, the Champion Surfwitch FNCS Cup offers another chance to sharpen your rotations, test high-pressure decision-making, and refine your comms against stacked lobbies. Moving into September, the schedule only gets more intense with Duos Ranks Cups, Solo Series events, and Blitz Mobile Cups. Each event is a unique test of how well you guys will play together, forcing you to respond to different formats, map conditions, and unexpected plays. Meanwhile, FNCS Division 1 through 3 practice cups continue running, and these are critical for securing your upward trajectory and ensuring your team is in peak condition for the big stage. All of this builds towards the FNCS Global Championship on September 6th and 7th in Lyon, France, where the best trios from around the world will compete for a slice of the $8 million prize pool. Now, I guarantee most of you guys will not be making it. If not, none of you will be making it. But if you guys do make it, that would be crazy. But once again, at the end of the day, going pro in FORTNITE with your duo and trio isn't about shortcuts, and it's definitely not going to be easy. It's about mastering the fundamentals, committing to a playstyle, sharpening your mechanics, building real chemistry, and putting yourself through the fire of tournaments until you come out polished. With how many tournaments we have, you guys should have some real progress ahead of you guys. It's not easy, but the players who stick to the grind are the ones who actually break through. Those are the people that you see rise really quick. If you got value from this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below what role you play on your team. And of course, if you're serious about improvement, join our free Discord community in the description. It's packed with drop maps, resources, free coaches, and teammates waiting to connect with you. And don't forget to use code FLOWN in the FORTNITE item shop to support the channel. And once again, make sure to turn on post notifications so you guys know when I post a new video. Also, once again, thank you guys for taking time out of your day to watch my video. I love you all. You guys have a great rest of your guys' day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, guys.